a huge, amazing hat-trick for Haji Wright as well. We spoke about him, only scored 2 goals since October. For him to get 3 goals tonight was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great day for him. And again, when you're having moments like this, very early in the game, you start to think as a striker, this is my day. Really good movement, great header, and unfortunately just hits the post. And then you can start to feel sorry for yourself. But I actually thought in this game, there's still more I want to see from him, if I'm being totally honest. But when you get this moment here, you're in front of your defender, you don't let him back in. It's a wonderful finish. And you can just feel the relief that came off him. And then as the second goal comes in, again, this is the back end of the first half. He's nicking the ball back. I want to now see him dive in, but this is the one for me where I think he's at his best. It's not great defending, but look, a little bit of a push there. As it falls, what a finish that is. On the half volley, going at full pace. Very, very good finish from him.
Yeah, and then the penalty as well. Not easy to do. I think he hits it perfect, low and hard. A little bit of top spin on top of it. So he showed off for sure his strength, his ability to finish some pretty good chances. And it was all Coventry and all Haji Wright today.
Yeah, and with this win, Coventry have gone 1 point clear at the top of the table. Still all to play for with 14 matches left. But let's talk a bit more about Haji Wright, Grella. Will this be the confidence he needs now going into these last 14 games? We've seen a bit of a dip in form with him, but this hat-trick is something that can increase his confidence going into the end of the season.
When you think about the national team and the World Cup coming here on home soil this season, and we've had for so many, now 2 or 3 years, the conversation of who's going to play up top for the national team. And I think a lot of people, the consensus is Balogun is the guy that's going to play there, right? But for me, there's not a big difference between the strikers, and I think it really matters the form going into the tournament and the form in the next 2 or 3 months leading up to the tournament, leading up to the summer, for Pochettino to decide who he's going to pick. Pochettino's a big guy on character. He's going to pick form. He's going to pick big personality. Tonight, in a big moment, the Coventry were in a bad slide now since December 1st. That's a long time in football. It was a big night. We built the game to be a big night. Again, it's a Middlesbrough side that was surpassed them. They needed to win. We said he needed to show up. Troy even said it before the game. If he doesn't show up today, this game is not for you. And if you can't handle the pressure for tonight, forget about the summer. Forget about the World Cup. He answered all the questions. Yeah, on a biggest night against the grain, a team that's not doing well, team that's not scoring goals, by the way, only scoring 1 goal in the last 13 games. That's their average. He showed up in a big way with some really good finishes as well. I do agree with Troy. Is there other moments in the game where I think can he lay it off and spin? Can he get himself into the box more? Can he be more dangerous? Because probably he could get 4 or 5 tonight. But still, you can't take anything away from him. I thought he was great. I thought he answered a lot of questions. And I think this news of his hat trick will hit like a thunderbolt across America and say, hey, listen, this guy has got to be counted in this summer.
Would you take him over the likes of Sargent and Agyemang? I think we're going to be taking a look and comparing them.
I think Josh Sargent has, through career choices, has killed himself for the World Cup. He was the man from Norwich. Obviously had an opportunity to come to the MLS, push for that. It didn't work, so now he's in a situation where his own club are looking at him like, we don't want you, we have someone else. I think the real debate is Agyemang, who's obviously got 10 goals as well, started to come into his own at Derby, and Derby are doing well. But at this moment, after a night like tonight, Haji Wright has it in his hands. He has to play to this standard moving forward. Yes, he scored 3 goals. I'll stand by it. He can do more. There's more he can give. But if you've got someone who's scoring goals and can still give you more, I'd much prefer to put my time and energy into that person than somebody that's playing at their limit, and anything less than that, I'm struggling. I think he's a big boy. What is he, 6'1", 6'2", big boy, can look after himself. He can affect games more positively when he's not scoring. But when on a night like tonight, let's give him all his credit. Massive occasion, as Grella alluded to. First versus second. If you lose this game today, Middlesbrough pull ahead of you, we start to question the whole of Coventry. He stepped up and scored the goals. That's all that matters.
Big game today. He stepped up and definitely did score the goals. I would say I wouldn't want him to get comfortable because I think Agyemang is really giving him a run for his money. The difference of Haji Wright is we've seen him play out wide as well for the national team. Frank Lampard wants to put him down the middle. He gave him the comparison of Didier Drogba and what he does, and he's getting better. But let's not forget, Agyemang's got more assists than all. The difference that I see when I look at these two players is Agyemang is younger, yes. There's more enthusiasm. There's more energy that he shows when he's on the pitch, running like a madman at times and showing that real aggression, which is probably what you two are saying, that you want to see more from him. You want to see more hunger from him. Haji Wright probably plays with a bit more too much of a laid-back mentality, and I think that needs to change to more
the way it looks,
aggressive.
Right?
The way it looks.
Yes,
the perception doesn't look great. he needs to show more of that hunger and desire, because you've got a young man who's doing well at Derby and he's got more assists, which means he's a lot more involved in the game that he is. But today, for what it matters in a big game scenario, he turned up, he did his job. But we want to see that week in, week out. We want to see that consistently week in, week out. Because I believe he's got it. I think he's got all the attributes to do it. It's just down to him.
The one thing as a striker is, you scored 3 goals. That's all anyone cares about. If he can get the momentum of scoring consistently now to the end of the season, he'll go. After 2, for me, he's better than Ajimang. But I get Nigel's point. He looks busier. He affects the game when he's not. I think if I'm an American fan, if I was Grella, I'd be wanting Haji Wright there over Ajimang.
We're going to be talking to the man of the night, Haji Wright. Thank you so much for joining us, Haji. You got your first hat-trick of the season. Coventry are back to the top of the table. How important was it tonight for you to have a good performance and for Coventry to get the 3 points?
First and foremost, thank you for having me. A very important game for us tonight. First versus second. Slightly dropped off it the last couple of weeks, and we're able to, get back to our best tonight and get the 3 points.
Haji, what's going on? Mike Grella here. Listen, I wanted to, before the game, we said, from the outside looking in, we said, look, Coventry's got to be feeling the pressure at this point. They had the huge gap in the points, and even you in particular got to be feeling some pressure because, only 2 goals since October. But did you feel that pressure going into today's game, and also having the hat trick today? Did that relieve some of that, or tell me how that all felt today?
Yeah, I mean, when you're a striker, you want to score goals, and like you said, 2 since October isn't very great. So I was hoping, to get back into form, and tonight was a great opportunity for that. And I think, playing at the CBS gives every player energy who's in a blue kit. So I think, it was a great night to come out and show what we can do.
Haji, Nigel Reo-Coker here. Before going into this game today, I said on air that I think for me, that I want to see more from you, that I believe you've got all the attributes, but there's still more in your game to be a lot more aggressive and show a lot more hunger on the pitch. What do you feel that you need to do more of to really improve your game, to take it to another level?
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, show more hunger. I'm trying to be more consistent in my play. So I think, do what I do well and do it consistently. And, try and impose myself on opposition. I'm a big frame, big striker, and I try to impose that on other players.
Haji, Troy Deeney, part of the big striker club as well, so I understand when these guys are saying that. I'm just looking ahead to the rest of this season for yourself. 13 goals, it must feel like you're in a good little when you score a hat-trick, you want the next game as quickly as possible. How do you keep your focus on the next game and not get carried away with what is going to be a monumental summer with the World Cup being out here in the States?
Good question. I think, here training is difficult. It's very intense. So I try to take it day for day. I try to go into every session, try and improve myself as a player and as a striker. And I take, I try and take care of my body so I'm prepared for every game. And then once the game day comes around, I'm trying to mentally focus in on the opponent and who I'm playing against and, try and put out a good performance.
Haji, I spoke to your manager at the start of the season, and he said he wanted you to play down the middle, and he gave you a comparison to Didier Drogba, a player that I played against quite a bit. Who do you see yourself as, or who would you like to be or model your game on tremendously?
Didier is a great player, and the gaffer's told me that a couple of times, that he'd like to see that out of me. And at times I've been able to show that physical dominance. But like you said, I think I can work on work on doing that more consistently. But personally, I was a tier on Rudy Frank growing up, so I want to play a game after him more than not if I can.
No, that's nice. Right, 13 goals. The only question, there's only one answer to this. We are getting 20 this season, right? There's only one answer to this, bro.
I hope so.
Come on, Haji. Well, what are we going to go for numbers-wise? See, this what we want. I want that arrogance about you, because you got the attribute. You can still be a good father and be a good human being. You could be a little bit arrogant. It's fine. Grella's over-arrogant, but we deal with it.
Don't listen to them.
Yeah, 20 would be a great number, I think. If you get 20 goals in any league, it's a great accomplishment. So, yeah, hopefully 20.
How was Aidan Morris on the other side of the pitch? You get a chance to chat with him? Are you boys with him?
Yeah, we're close friends. So, after this, I'm going to have a chat with him. I try to get into him. I know he's very good on the ball and can dictate play very well. So, try to stay close to him all game. It's hard with him and Hackney, the way they play. So, like I said, just try to get really close to him, try and put in tackles and try and be aggressive against them.
Haji, take us into the dressing room. Obviously, again, we know Frank Lampard played against him. What's the kind of atmosphere or mindset that he's trying to create in the dressing room for you guys and your goal this season? And don't give us no politically correct answer. Give us the truth.
Hey, he's a great coach, great gaffer. You know, his team talks are very calm and composed. He's very good at relating the information he wants us to understand. He uses, you know, the appropriate language so that we can apply that to the field.
Oh, what language? Tell us more.
No, he's very good at choosing his words at the right moment. So yeah, great coach.